You're welcome to Ekwanso Dwoodwoo, Back to the Bible, hosted by Abeiku Santana, the one and only general.
Okay, FM 101.7.
If you are watching us online, please don't watch alone. Just share to someone or call someone and tell the person to tune in now to 101.7 OKFM. And I believe strongly that this afternoon word will be a blessing. I'm Prophet Samuel Addison from Eagles House Chapel, the lead pastor of Eagles House Chapel. I have a word for you this afternoon. I want to speak about prayer and preservation. Prayer and preservation. You know, prayer is a force that preserves life. If you want a force to preserve your life, apply the force of prayer. Without prayer, your life cannot be preserved. Without prayer, your life becomes vulnerable. The book of Luke chapter 18 verse number 1 and James chapter 5 verse 17, prayer and preservation. Read from the man of God.
Then he spoke a parable to them.
That's right.
That men always ought to pray.
Men always ought to pray. So it's not just that you are praying when you feel like, but men always ought to pray. Men always ought to pray. Which means if you are a man, you want to survive as a man, prayer must be part of your life. The book of James chapter 5 verse 17 and 18.
Elijah was a man.
Check what we've read right now. Men always ought to pray. That's the New Testament. In the Old Testament, Elijah was a man like you and I. And what did he do? And he prayed. He did not just pray, he prayed earnestly. So prayer is a duty of a man. In fact, you can't survive without prayer. I'm not talking about religious prayer, praying normal prayers, but prayer becoming your habit, prayer becoming the part of your life. You know, any genuine prayerful person can never become vulnerable. It's impossible for a man of prayer to become vulnerable, which means when you don't pray, you become vulnerable. Your life is exposed for demonic harassment and embarrassment. You know, we are in a dispensation. We have time for everything. Time for our phones, time to watch TV, to watch football, time to go to the party, but we have no time to pray. Hear me. The greatest attack of the enemy against your life is not your money. The greatest attack of the enemy against your life is not against your health or against your relationship, but the greatest attack of the enemy against your life is at your prayer life. If the enemy succeeds in that area, then you are dead. Because a man without a solid consistent prayer life. You are weak. You are vulnerable. Today you will not see it, but a time will come. There will be a demand. A time will come. You will need a force to push you forward, and the prayer will be missing. Don't allow the enemy to succeed in that area. So many people are strong but weak in their prayer life. They are strong at the gym. They are strong everywhere. But when it comes to prayer life, they are very weak. I want to give you 7 mysteries of prayer. 7 mysteries of prayer. The reason why prayer is a preservative force. The reason why prayer is the force that preserves man's destiny. The first I will say is in Psalm 91 verse 1. No devil can find a person that God hides. If God hides you, no devil can find you. And if you want God to hide you, He will only hide you at His secret place. And the secret place of God is a place of prayer. Psalm 91 verse 1 says what?
He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow.
He who dwells in the secret place. That secret place is a place of prayer. So those who pray, God hides them under His shadow and under His wings. And if God hides you, go and ask Pharaoh. He called the midwives and told the midwives, go out and kill all the babies. When they went out, they were looking for Moses to kill, but the one they were looking for stayed in the house of Pharaoh for 40 years. If God hides you, no devil can find you, and God can only hide you at the place of prayer. Hear me. If prayer is not important, check the scriptures, check the Bible. The major question the disciples asked Jesus is the Master, teach us how to pray. Prayer is something you must be taught. You must be taught. You must learn. The greatest achievement of every believer is you must know how to pray, because prayer binds you and God together. Prayer strengthens your relationship with God, and prayer becomes the spiritual life wire. So if your prayer life is dead, spiritually you are dead. You are dead. I don't care whom you are. If you don't know how to pray, and prayer is not part of your life. Some of us, we pray religious prayer. We are about to eat, you pray. When you're about to eat, you pray. Sleep, you pray. Wake up, you pray. That's it. That one is religious prayer. Yeah, for you to feel comfortable. It's very important. But I'm talking about locking yourself in your room, spending time with your Father, being at the secret place, seeking the face of God. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow. Hear me today. Those who invest their life in prayer can never be wasted in life. Prayer is not time wasted. If you invest your life in prayer, don't sit anywhere and tell somebody that you are wasting your time in prayer. No, because he may be praying and you cannot see anything, but you should know before rain comes, the clouds must gather. So when somebody is praying and you don't see anything, it doesn't mean God have not answered, but the clouds are gathering, and when rain begins to fall, it becomes unstoppable. So men of prayer, those who invest their life in prayer, they cannot be wasted. I'm here to tell somebody, if you want something to preserve you, it's not about taking some other things. It's about investing your life in prayer. All religion pray, everybody prays. Why? There is something about prayer. If you sit in the plane and the plane is shaking, you see people calling their God. People calling their God in different ways, in different languages. Why? Why? They believe in prayer. Prayer is a weapon. Prayer is a weapon. If you are hearing me today, or you are watching me, and you are not buoyant in prayer, prayer is not something that is your habit. You are failed. You are failed, and your Christianity is not complete. Those who invest their life in prayer, no devil can waste their life. The third one is that no devil can able to trace the one that trusts in God. Those that trust in God. Why do we pray? We pray because we trust in God. And when we trust him, the devil cannot trace us. He can't locate us. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 1 and 2, 23 and verse 14. Those who trust him, they pray to him, and those who pray to God, because they trust in God, the enemy cannot trace them. But a man without prayer, you are traceable and locatable, and you are killable and destroyable. Malima Sikabaya. A man without prayer, a man without prayer, prayer is a force. I'm not talking about what you do once in a while. Hear me today. Whatever you don't do it consistently in the kingdom has no result. Heaven does not identify. He only identifies the things you do consistently. So it's not about praying just once and two. In the life of Daniel, check his life. We are coming there very soon. So read from what is there? Those that trust in God and pray, no devil can trace them. Those that trust in God and pray to God, no devil can rust their life. Pray for men of God.
Then David fled from Naioth
and David fled. Now David, man of God, when we run from the devil, there is a place we go. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it, and they are saved. He is a God that when enemies are coming against us, we run to him. How do we run? Through prayer. Through prayer. The problem of the church is that we wait for trouble before we pray. But don't forget, Noah did not build the ark after the rain. Noah built the ark before the rain came. So when the rain came, when the flood came, the ark was already there. Hear me. Ark, you must build a spiritual prayer ark. So problems will come and meet the ark. Challenges will come and meet the ark. When the flood came to meet the ark, what was killing others lifted the ark of Noah. Men of prayer, what kill others cannot kill them. Don't see a man of prayer in a bad condition and laugh at them, because their life can change at any time. The conditions of their life is not the conclusion of their life. Prayer is a force that preserves life. Prayer is a force that preserves destiny. Prayer is a force that preserves your future. Prayer is a force that preserves your star. Prayer is a force that preserves your marriage. Prayer is a force that will present your finances. Without prayer, you become vulnerable. And David fled from where?
From Naioth in Ramah.
And what happened?
And went and said to Jonathan, what have I done?
What have I done?
What is my iniquity?
What is my iniquity?
What is my sin?
What is my sin?
Your father, that he seeks my life.
Your father is seeking my life. I don't know who you are or where you are. But if you don't know, somebody is seeking your life. Somebody is seeking your children. Somebody is seeking the downfall of your life. He said, what have I done? What is my sin? What have I done that your father saw is seeking my life? I cannot tell somebody, be very careful. It's I for me, I don't care what the devil will do. If the devil finish, you will care. I don't care. I have my money, I have my car, I am working, they are paying me, I travel, I have the visa. When the devil finishes what he's doing, you begin to care. I have seen people within 24 hours, they have lost everything. I have seen the rich coming down. I have seen the prominent becoming nobody. So be careful, because what you have, you can lose it at any time. He said, what have I done? And your father saw is seeking my life. And what did he do? What happened?
So Jonathan said to him, by no means, you shall not die indeed.
He shall not die indeed. Now come to chapter 23, verse 14.
And David stayed in stronghold.
And David stayed in stronghold. This is the problem of we Christians. We don't stay in prayer. We are too much in a hurry for results. We are too much in a hurry for solution. Not every solution lasts long. And David stayed. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow. Where you stay determines your protection, your security. And David stayed in what?
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness.
And remained.
And he remained. Two things. He stayed and he remained. He stayed and he remained. We have to stay in prayer and remain in prayer. He said, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. He said, and I shall dwell. The problem is the dwelling. That's our problem. The problem of today Christians, the dwelling, the abiding, the staying, and the remaining, staying there, and he remained. He stayed and he remained. Malukadaya. He remained in prayer. He stayed in prayer. He remained in prayer. He stayed in prayer. Elijah prayed and he prayed again, and there was rain. Stay. We're going to preach for 6 months and we stop. For 1 week. If you see a serious Christian praying for 1 week, then that Christian is going for visa, or he's getting married, or he has some dream, or somebody's after her, that will be serious. Without that, they can't be serious. So their drive to prayer is their problem. It's not, you are not a genuine prayer addict. No, I am talking about people, problem or no problem. Years ago, I was going for soul winning around some area, and I entered into a shop. A young man that at that time was very rich at that time. He was ruling the area. I entered his shop, I knocked the door. When I entered, he said, "Well, young, what do you want?" I said, "Can I preach God's word to you?" He said, "I don't need God's word." He said, "Go behind me. The next 2 houses, the next 2 shops, they need God, they are suffering. I don't need God." At that time, he was using a powerful car, gold bracelet, gold watch, gold chain. His teeth was gold. Everything was gold. Billionaire. As I'm talking now, he's cleaned the floor somewhere in Germany. If I'm not big, unless the Lord build the house, he that will build the house shall build the house, but it will be in vain. Hear me today. Hear very well. Whatever is in your house without prayer foundation, you will lose it one day. I'm telling you. Whatever entered your house without prayer foundation has no longevity. Prayer is the doorway to pull everything to your house. Without prayer, nothing can stand. So David stayed and David remained. Now what happened?
In the mountains, in the wilderness of Ziph, Saul sought him every day.
Saul sought him every day. Every day. But you don't pray every day. But the one who is after you. How many most means do I have? Let me know so I can know how to I can preach. The one who is after David, and Saul sought for David every day. Every day. The one who is after your life is not tired. The days we are in is a day you must not forsake prayer. Oh, you must work hard. I believe work hard. You must work for money. I believe all those things. But please, don't put prayer aside. And Saul sought for David every day. Every day. Every day. So we don't pray once a week. We don't pray once in a while. Prayer is a daily thing you must do until you become addicted. So what happened? He sought him every day. I mean, what do I have? Hey, 5 minutes more. Okay.
But God did not
deliver him into his hand. Because prayer is a preserving force. Those who dwell in the heavenly places can never become victim of earthly forces. Ephesians 2:5, 2:6. Those who dwell, because those who pray, we dwell in a special realm, and earthly forces cannot make us victims. It's like if you're in a warfare, we have the air force and the ground troop. Those are the air force. The ground troop cannot affect them, because where they are far above you. Prayer will put you in a realm that earthly forces can hold you as a victim. I am telling you, I am told those who have made prayer their lifestyle, Those who are genuinely addicted to prayer. That's why Daniel could walk to a lion's den and he can walk out, because where he was dwelling, lions can't hurt him. The realm is physical lions, earthly forces can't hold him as a victim. He was in the realm, and prayer put you in the realm. Not your beauty, not your money, not your connection, but it's prayer. Prayer puts you in the realm. Let no one deceive you. You pray too much. Hey, too much of everything is bad, but too much of prayer is power. Too much of prayer. Let no one deceive you that you pray too much. What should I do? What should I do? Should I drink alcohol? What should I do too much? What should I do? When I am praying, I don't pray to you, I pray to my maker. That is my communication line. That is what holds me. See the prayers and the CD now.
Prayer.
I feel the presence of God. I see your power. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Ephesians 2 verse 6, read for me.
And raised us up together and made us sit together in the heheavenly places.
Seated together at the heavenly places. Fire. The fire is there. Keep on reading.
That in the ages to come, he might show the exceeding riches of his grace.
We are seated in the heavenly places together with him. So those who pray, they live in a special realm. They are above witches and powers. They will not become victims. Let me say this one. Those who kneel before God can stand before anything and can stand anywhere. When Daniel heard there's no decree, nobody should pray, he went on his knees and prayed. But those who are on their knees, as long as you're on your knees, no devil can be on his feet. Oh no! He went on his knees. Because he was on his knees, he could stand anything, he could stand anywhere. Those who go on their knees learn how to pray. Hear me. Anyone that was in a realm of power, they talk to God more than they talk to men. I'm telling you. But today, our life is full of talking. If you use your strength, use your strength. If you don't pray, you become a prey to their teeth. They will chew you. They will chew you. Read for me my last scripture, then we close. How many minutes more do you have? 5 minutes more. Oh. Daniel 6. Daniel 6 verse 5, or Daniel 6 verse 18 to 24. Just pick some few points out of him.
Now the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting, and no musicians were brought before him. Also his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of lions.
Nothing can defeat the man who defers to God. Anybody, nothing can defeat a man who defers his case to God. Nothing can defeat a man who depends on God. Men of prayer. I'm not talking about hypocritic believers who go to God when they need him. I'm talking about men who prayer is now their lifestyle. Men always ought to pray. Hear me. When you pray, you cannot go down. When you pray, prayerful people, God orders their steps into the future. The steps of the righteous man is ordered by the Lord. And above all, those who pray or those who face God in prayer can face anything in life. If you cannot face God in prayer, you cannot face anything in life. I'm praying for someone, whoever is watching you, develop a habit of prayer. It must be your habit. Until it becomes your habit, you will not get your breakthrough. In the name above every other name, you can lose everything, but don't lose prayer. You can lose everything. So far as you have prayer, you can bounce back. In Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you.